This season, back in round 5, Essendon defeated Carlton by 24 points, and then in round 20 the margin was 26 points. But of the two games, if it doesn't sound a contradiction, round 20 was closer. Carlton in the game for long stretches there, whereas back in round 5 it was the Bombers getting a quick start.
Dennis, I think one of the great matchups may well be Ratton versus Smoking Joe, although Carlton may just be tempted to, once the centre bounce is affected, push Ratton into the forward line and clamp down on Smoking Joe with a Franchina or a Darren Hume. Get the best of both worlds.
Listen to that roar. Who's going to the grand final? The opening bounce is a good one. No, a whistle, free kick off the ball. It'll go to Barnes inside the centre square. He falls over. An infringement against a forward for Carlton. So Barnes getting the free. Driving well inside the 50. Mercury knocks it down in front. Long, slickly away. Carosella hurriedly. Great defensive work, but only as far as Hurd. Smothered off the boot by Beaumont. Picked up by Rice. Taken high. And he'll get a free kick.
Yeah, the initial free kick was against Aaron Hamill, starting in the forward line on Dean Solomon.
Pushy forwards, eh? What's it coming to? There's Ratton, right half back, up towards the wing. Wide of the mark. Carosella leads back in the race. Arriving quickly, Fletcher. Fletcher again inside the 50. Big pack at the drop. It falls in front. Mercedes got the hand pass away. Lucas run down. Spills across to Mercury under pressure. Threw it on the boot. Hewitt dives in. Or was it Johnson? It was Johnson. Over the ball, McKay on his knees. It's coming out. No, it's not. Locked in there. And the ball up.
And it does look as if Craig Bradley is going to be running with Joe Mercedes. Job he's done in finals against you, Malcolm, when he's matched up on Gary Hocking.
Yes, he can reverse the role these days. I mean, he initially started out as a much aggressive front runner, but now can do both roles.
Well, the football right in front of the Essendon goal. Camporelli to Beaumont, and Beaumont will stride clear of halfback. Beaumont's kick lands the ball wide on the wing. Allen, contest between he and Wallace, gathered there by Lappin. Lappin's kick to full forward. Hamill, Whitnell, shot at goal by Whitnell. Is this the first score? It's a kick close. It bounces away from the goal line and stays inside the field of play. It'll be mopped up back there by Hardwick. Hardwick down the line. Mark taken by Ramanauskas. Plays on quickly. In towards the centre of the ground where Mark Johnson gathers. Gets past his opponent, kicks forward. Good mark, Michael Long. Quickly to Carosella. Carosella down the ground. Inside the forward 50, Lloyd. Punched away by Manton. The excitement here at the start of this final. Taken away by Jason Johnson. Hand pass Carosella. Wider still, Solomon. The bounce was awkward. Nearly run down Wellman. Missed his target by a big margin. Intended for Carosella. Lapping over the top. The tackling quite effective. Hamill's tackle on Mercedes. Mark Johnson again. The ball is hot. And the players are desperate in their endeavours not to let the opposition get a clear kick.
Lance Whitnell and Michael Mansfield in a surprise move starting up in the forward line. Whitnell obviously not a surprise, but Mansfield's been playing as a run-with player through midfield, and he's being picked up by Damien Hardwick, who's being dragged away from the half-forward line. I guess whoever's on Hardwick's going to be dragged to the fullback or to the square.
Solomon hurriedly down towards half-forward. Lucas feeds it back inside the centre square. Camporelli, awkward bounce. Mercury got him down. Lucas charges in. Eventually Hamill emerges with a footy. Goes down towards half-forward. Whitnell on the lead. Fletcher knocks it away. Still Fletcher feeds it back. Nicely worked. Hardwick charged down by Whitnell. Hardwick under pressure. 3-on-2. The Bombers eventually prevail. Numbers tell the story. Hardwick drives it down towards half-forward. Lloyd well up the ground. Manton, timely fist. Lappin, sweeping hand pass. Camporelli in space forward of the wing. Looking. McKay runs for him. Camporelli offers the Shepherd. McKay pulls it back. Allen goes up, sandwich, fell in front. Lappin taken down by Hardwick, jarred out of there. Arriving quickly, Ratton knocked it across to support. Mansfield taken high. Hamill plays on. Allen. We talked about him coming in. If he can get a stack today, 4 or 5, then suddenly you can make a case for the Blues.
Yes, great poise in from Hamill. and excellent skills then from Matthew Allen. Gee, a lot of handballs have missed, Jared, haven't they? Just the pressure out there is enormous at the moment.
Yeah, lots of pressure at the moment. As you say, Malcolm, Franchina's actually lining up on Mark McCurry, one of the guns, and Andy McKay is playing up the ground.
These players are fresh and they're dangerous. Allen, opening goal, sends a message.
I think one of the great concerns, despite Carlton getting that first goal, Blighty, would be the matchup of Fletcher on Whitnell. A number of times we've seen them go one-on-one at the ball, and the pace of Fletcher's just been too great.
Yeah, he was a bit unlucky with the bouncing, I thought. This youngster's Lapson started off well again. He's been in pretty good form of late. Great little tap there from Ratton. Smart. And Hamill's decision-making and skill has improved this year. Very dangerous player now.
First goal of the match to Carlton, kicked by Matthew Allen. Very good bounce, big punch by Porter. Here's Whitnell. Hand pass, gives away a little bit of ground. Bradley, strong at the ball was Heffernan. Tackle on Camporelli, pretty effective. Not clear. Bradley, sidesteps, can't get away. How did he get rid of the ball? Porter does well, Mercedes, Hume. Gathered there by Blunfield. Mercedes again. Mercedes to half forward, they've got a chance here. The Bombers, captain James Hird is marked a little less than 50 metres from goal, about 45 out slide angle.
Well, it's just a beautiful pass there by Joe Mercedes, who broke from Craig Bradley's tag.
Hird's kick, it's the answering goal for Essendon.
Well, as a forward, what else would you want? But Joe Mercedes' kick was just precise. And Bradley just got caught there, tried to back out of traffic. Porter tried hard, but a great little tap. I think it was initially by Mercedes, who ends up back with the footy. And Blunfield was great with his hands. And just the perfect kick. Beaumont, no chance. Desperate lunge. And then a great finish by Hird.
James Hird, 34 goals for the season now. Rucks go at it again. Barnes up very high, trying to force a passage there was Johnson, Jason Johnson, going nowhere. Had plenty of company, dragged down.
Interesting, Dennis. Andrew Mackay virtually starting at half forward then. I think he might go onto the ball, as you've suggested, Jared.
Well, I think they've taken the punt because they've lost Silvani, their captain of their back line, already to injury, and they've pushed Mackay further forward. So they're just taking a punt here, Carlton, and at this stage it's working.
Rice booted it down towards half forward. Comes back to Porter. The man they were speaking of, Mackay, spears a pass in low. It runs on. Can the big man find the handle? Allen in trouble. Solomon got him. Coming through was Hardwick, was taken high. We'll get the free kick. Damien Hardwick.
Gee, Allen a little bit stiff there. The bounce of the ball not getting end on end to his advantage at all.
Solomon. Johnson. Now Barnes from half back up towards the wing. Lucas on a searching lead, had it knocked away. Barnes couldn't complete the take there. Camporelli. Porter forward at the wing. Probing kick inside the 50. Stretching is Whitnell.
And Ratton's pushed forward. He's getting picked up by Damien Hardwick. So Hardwick won't be just laying off and zoning off trying to two-team a player. He's going to have to be responsible and accountable. It's a good setup here by the Blues.
Mackay misses to the left-hand side.
For so much of this season, Blighty, the Bombers have done it so well, dropping extra players in defence, and guys like Hardwick have earned all Australian Guernseys because in many respects they've just been able to run their own race. But with a Ratton as your direct opponent, you've got to be careful.
Oh, that's exactly right. I mean, if he leads, someone's going to want him with a kick, aren't they? Mackay on the ball is interesting.
Blues lead 7-6. And the kick back towards the middle. Barnes, was he paid the mark? No. Play on. Knocked away. Bradley, handball, missed its target, but Mackay's hard, a very hard nut. Got the ball out. Hume wider still. Chance for Fletcher, left it behind. Camporelli, back to Fletcher. Fletcher quickly, kicks to half forward. Mark, has it been taken by Whitnell? He was in front, but not paid. Hamill and Solomon. Good, strong stuff in and under again, about 40 metres from the Carlton goal.
Wallace and Hamill, and they've got a history, of course, thinking back to this corresponding game last season.
Yeah, I thought Hamill a bit stiff there. He copped the chop across the face by Hamill, coming in late. There was the attempt. Clearly it was a good decision by the umpire, but when the couple of the Bombers went into the pack late, they were lucky not to get a free kick.
Barnes down, Solomon, Hardwick, contest, Fletcher tried to knock it forward, kicked away in the finish by Hardwick, get down towards the wing, Mercury, push out, against Mercury, 150 gamer today, Mark Mercury, just be careful. I thought Brett Allen was about to give a 50-metre penalty against him there.
And it's pretty interesting when we get a wider shot, you're going to see a very crowded forward line for Carlton. They're matching them up, and it's a very open forward line for the Bombers.
So a chance here, over the top was Mansfield, a little overzealous there, and he's given away the free kick. It'll be taken back there by Carosella.
So in effect, the predictions about the flooding of Essendon's forward line is in fact happening in reverse. The Bombers are putting players back, and Carlton are matching them man for man.
Looking to play on, kicks it out wide. Umpire's found a free kick. It'll go to Essendon to be taken by Michael Long. Holding on against Dean Rice there. Quite obvious when you see the replay. The kick goes down towards half forward, punched away by Camporelli. At the fall of the ball, it was Hamill, now Bradley. Bradley steadies, kicks it very high in the air. Solomon's underneath it.
Great
Crumbs
contest.
gathered. It is certainly just that, Malcolm. And the Blues putting the pressure right on the Bombers. Ratton to Rice. Rice looks for Allen, couldn't find him. There's three of them, they can raffle it. Ratton will go in and kick a goal. Brett Ratton's kicked the second goal for the Blues. Surging forward, they had three at half forward when Allen went for the mark. There were two at ground level.
You look at this, that's the finish of the kick, but that came after the contest there. The one before, Porter contested against three Essendon players, and you can't tell me not playing at all in your forward line doesn't do something for your team. Great finish from Ratton, but it was all before that when Porter contested.
Looking content so far, and why not? Good start. Brett Ratton, 37 possessions against the Bombers round 5, 36 in round 20. They've got to close him down. At the feet of the ruckman, Hume dives in. Carousel is over the top, and Porter unfortunately has the leg stuck in there, and Porter and his teammate have been penalised against Hume.
McKay has gone to defence now onto Blumfield. He's already had 6 touches as Lloyd comes out and takes a great mark. Big job for Manton to close him down 2 times in a row.
Well, it was that offhanded push from Barnes in the centre square that really gave Essendon some sort of chance, although it ended up underneath in a free kick against the Carlton player.
That's the goal view, the angle, and the target width. Matthew Lloyd, after the pass from Carosella, kicks from 55. Looks good. They're going goal for goal.
Well, where the Carlton...
Good kick by Matthew Lloyd to score from outside 50.
Yeah, it's a great shot, no question, Robbo. But where the Carlton game plan broke down was that they didn't get the ball out of the centre. If they're to win this game, the way they've structured themselves and put all their players and talent up forward, they've just got to win just about every centre bounce. It's pretty impossible, but you certainly don't help your cause when you give away free kicks in the middle.
Pretty tough free kick.
It certainly was, but I guess the rules there, Malcolm, we've come to question that.
Tried to get it out of it, genuinely.
But when he's in and under and he falls on the ball, gee, it does disappoint a lot of fans, but it's there. Mercedes, Ramanauskas, a lovely kick. Deep into the forward 50. Punched away back there by Beaumont. Gathered by Lloyd. Hand pass, Barnes, tackled by Franchina, didn't have the ball.
It's got to be a free kick to Barnes.
Fans are screaming, and they're all Essendon. Camporelli, well done. Ratton could go wide, got Camporelli running in support. Short kick, too high there for Porter. Whitnell's a chance. Porter's a chance.
Well
terrific work, Wellman, playing his 100th game for the Essendon Footy Club after playing 33 with the Crows. Here's a chance for Lucas. Wide at left half forward. Another excellent kick into the forward line. Not able to take the mark was Blumfield. Handball away, Barnes, a slight fumble. And that may be just an indication of what sort of pressure there is down there at ground level.
Just have a look at Barnes. That's a legitimate disposal of the ball, and he was taken out of it. It's a weak decision by the umpire.
Up he goes, Barnes, backhands it down. Porter missed it. Long picks it up, confronted immediately by Hume. Jarred out of there. Rice. Johnson took him down, back to Barnes, falling to the ground. Blumfield on the ground. They all went past him. Carosella kicks the goal.
Career goals for Blake Carosella. The third goal for Essendon. The Bombers by 5.
Smart work. Once again, it was John Barnes who was in the action. Pretty good work there by Johnson. Copped a high one, but kept on with the business. And Blumfield just showed his smarts. Rather than giving it to a recipient close, he went for the longest handball he could, and Carosella got on the scoreboard.
So Carosella, the goal kicker.
Matthew Allen into the ruck, Robbo.
Yeah, Porter's gone forward, and Allen straight away gets a hand of the ball. He gathers, missed the hand pass. In went Fletcher. Standing his ground was Wellman. Hickmott and Hume in there as well for the Blues. The ball locked up just forward of the centre bounce area, favouring Carlton.
When you come in as such a great underdog, Carlton can't afford to give away just about anything. And the last 2 Essendon goals have come, one from the free kick we talked about, and 2 from a turnover from a poor kick from Camporelli through the middle.
Brilliantly gathered by Ramanauskas. Handball out in front there of Johnson. Run down by Hume. He's caught. Is he going to be penalised? Darren Hume would think it's mine. What about the square off? The one against me a few minutes ago. Now the tackle on Johnson was okay, but the umpire gave the Essendon player the benefit of the doubt.
And the funny part about this, Hume actually tried to punch it away. Johnson doesn't.
Caught with the ball. Good fierce tackle by Darren Hume. Certainly a priority by both sets of players. The tackling, effective, tenacious, and lots of desperation.
That was a great smile. Boundary throw in. When you play a juggernaut, you've got to have self-belief, and Carlton at the moment have got that. Hume taken down. Couldn't possibly penalise him. And a bounce.
I don't know about possibly, Dennis. They may find something in that.
Well, he was penalised, and then he applied the tackle, nothing doing. That would have been bittersweet. Allen, hand passes out wide. Mercedes to his own advantage, knocks it towards the interchange gates, and it goes.
Talking about interchange, Dennis, Carlton's made their first move on Freeborn and off Michael Mansfield.
Malcolm, an interesting matchup. Young Ramanauskas on Adrian Hickmott.
He's played a fair bit in the fence, actually, Ramanauskas, from halfway through there. Sheedy hasn't been frightened to throw him at the back.
Puts him on taller players because he's got such a great vertical leap, but when the ball hits the ground, what an advantage he has.
Another scramble, another bounce coming up. The Bombers lead it by 5 points. It's 18-13. Hurd, Lloyd and Carosella the goals for Essendon. Ratton and Allen the goals for Carlton. Everybody immersed in this game.
He just held them for the moment too, Dennis. I know they kicked too quickly, but they really need a lot of packs. Carlton, this actually suits Carlton the way they play.
They're good at that. Mercedes hand pass, knocked down by Allen, missed by Freeborn, taken by Bradley. Slung, gets the kick towards centre field. Lappin, lively customer, hits the ground running, kicks inside the 50. Whitnell the target, loose ball at the back, ricochets off the boot of Wallace, charging through Hickmott, lost it. And taken by Wellman, high ball towards the wing. Barnes over the top, couldn't hang on.
Problems with the Bombers, Dennis. It will come up on number 1 for Essendon. I think he's done his shoulder again, Mark Johnson.
Heffernan, Jason Johnson off his step, down towards half forward, reaching over the top. Franchina, taken by Freeborn, kept his head. Manton into space. Camporelli, Allen on towards the outer side. Rice is storming past. Allen will kick for grass. Still running is Rice. Coming up to mid at Hickmott. Still running is Rice. Goes inside the 50. Deserves a goal. He likes it. He doesn't love it.
Well,
At the
almost a
post.
double blow there for the Bombers because they were one man short in defence, and Rice pushed forward. Let's have a look at the way Mark Johnson goes. Crash is, well, may be that left collarbone. Yeah, it was a similar bump, so he's in a bit of strife.
Fletcher to bring the ball back for Essendon. 2-2 Carlton. 3 straight. The Bombers. The kick in will be marked by Allen. Bradley just loitering. He'll get it, will he? No, he won't. Matthew Allen forced to ignore because the perceptions of Mercedes were spot on. The kick forward. That's a mark. Porter. 30 metres out directly in front. Porter will shoot for goal for the Blues.
Just said to Andrew, sorry repeating myself, we said in the preview that this was Carlton's wild card. Playing Porter and Allen, putting him up front. And this fella does go at it honestly in the air. And that one dropped short and clasped a very good mark.
Just a young man in terms of games played, but he does a pretty good job on this occasion. He is left lamenting. Off to the left, through for a behind. So Carlton, after getting a couple of early goals, have kicked a 2 behinds now. Dean Rice hitting the post and Porter missing what looked a simple chance. Hardwick from the back pocket. Kicks it out wide. It'll be chopped off again. Pushed back for the Blues. Back towards the middle. Swooping on it was Johnson. Kicks it to the right forward pocket area where Blumfield and Mackay. Andrew Mackay, if you get a clear possession from Andrew Mackay, you've done pretty well. Great defender, all-Australian. Missing his mate in defence today, Stephen Silvani. Bad luck for the Blues that he couldn't take his place after injuring his leg last week.
And Carlton now got both their ruckmen playing up on the forward line.
Barnes knocked it down. Bradley getting plenty of it. Smothered off the boot that time. Long to Mercedes. Held a while. Gets the kick away out of bounds on the full in the right full forward pocket.
Mercedes had 7 touches already.
So their forward line at the moment reads Allen, Rat and Porter. Runner going out to Allen now and urging him to push into that forward line. And Lance Whitnell's actually also getting down to defence a hell of a lot.
It's not quick. There goes the kick towards the outer side. Allen was up in front, fell at their feet. Wallace in there. Hamill striding after Wallace. Shake of the head. He gives it up.
Must concentrate on the football, Aaron Hamill. Dean Wallace's job will be to try and suck him in.
We talked about their past. It ended at the tribunal last season. Close to the boundary line. A free kick is going to Camporelli. He was taken high.
8th possession to Camporelli.
Oh, I see what they're doing. They're throwing Whitnell on the ball and trying to offset the height factor.
I think also that
Here he is here.
When Essendon get possession in their defence, he's the one that charges down to give the extra man.
Took too long after the precise kick coming in. Mercedes lays it off. Carosella pops it up. Mercurie's got it. 52 metres out. Runs inside the 50. Mark Mercury gets the goal.
All polished, Malcolm, but maybe the last 2 minutes of the game that we've just seen will be reflective of the whole day. And that Carlton have worked so hard to get 2 or 3 easy shots at goal. They missed. Bombers with their extra polish went forward and put one on the board.
And I'm just talking about Whitnell trying to get free. They're just putting the 2 big blokes back, and his assessment of feeling a player is pretty good normally, but he didn't feel that one too well at all.
Tell you what a fantastic finisher Mark Mercury is. If he gets the ball anywhere near the distance that he can kick the ball, he usually converts. The bounce back at the centre. A struggle for clearance. Hickmott has the ball. He's well tackled by Barnard. Hume tackled by Long. Barnard knocks it clear. Effective very much so as Carosella. Run down Hardwick. Dispossessed. Onto it quickly. Camporelli. Kick smothered off the boot. Still the Blues a chance. Hickmott. Ratton. Out wide, Camporelli to be run down by Ramanauskas. Good tackle. Excellent tackle by Ramanauskas. He's rewarded. Not intimidated whatsoever. Adam Ramanauskas, watch this.
Yeah, that's a fair call, I'd reckon. He tried to fend him off and went to ground.
Kick out to the wing. Leaving it behind was Houghton. Oh, gee whiz, they're fierce, aren't they? They both want to win this game. The stakes are enormous. The winner goes on to the grand final against the Demons next week, and the loser slips out of contention altogether. Blumfield and Mackay. The ball spills for a throw-in.
Been impressed by the work rate of Joe Mercedes. There's been few more professional, fitter athletes than his opponent in Craig Bradley, but right now Bradley's just giving him that 3 to 5 metres, and he is working really hard at the present time, Mercedes, and he's racked up 7 possessions to Bradley's 3.
Barnes over the top. Heffernan gathers. Barnes longer into the forward line. Hardwick gathered by Mercury again. Little left foot kick is good. Oh, confusion. Fletcher's down there. So was Solomon. Fletcher shot at goal, kicked right onto the line. It's not clear and knocked through for a rush behind by Hamill. Hamill has words with Lloyd. 25 plays 15, 5 scoring shots apiece. This kick by Mercury was perfect off the left. Confusion between the two Essendon players.
And it was almost the perfect counter punch. Kevin Sheedy has obviously said to Dustin Fletcher, if Whitnell goes into defence, you go down there as well, because you're likely to expose him and kick a goal. Spent all of his junior career, Fletcher, as a forward.
Beaumont, Rice, Hume, strong mark. Hickmott on the lead, strong hands. Bradley in everything, squares it. Now Beaumont, a left footer, running through the centre square. Nice looking kick. Carousel spotting the danger, knocked it away from Porter to Lucas. Swings it out wide. James Hurd, right half back. Look at Long go. Long meters in the clear. How will it bounce? Awkwardly. Did he keep it in? Yes, he did. Awkward situation though, as I mentioned. Beaumont beat 2 of them. Freeborn. Camporelli on the burst. Through the wing. Kicks inside the 50. Fletcher goes up. Had it knocked away. In front, Ramanauskas across to Fletcher. Dustin Fletcher, that is. Now loose men on this side of the ground. Jason Johnson, 75 metres out. Kicks deep. Kicks well. Mercury's got it.
Lucas, look at Lucas.
He spotted him.
Well, we'll have a look at Lucas kicking the goal, but hopefully we'll get a chance to see Sean Wellman backing into a pack that created the turnover. It was the most courageous act we've seen this afternoon, and it's going to give Essendon their 5th goal.
Wellman has started very well. Mercury slipping his marker. Spots Lucas, and Lucas 10 metres out. Should convert. The lead currently at 10 points. This to make it 16. What's he done? What has he done? It's 11. Point blank range. Scott Lucas has missed.
Well, that's what pressure does.
Here's the Wellman act of courage there. That was going to be a Carlton mark, and he just backed back. You'll see him there.
Did you ever think this was a throw from Ramanauskas? We didn't quite see the end of it.
Not that time.
I'm just thinking,
Definitely a throw, Robbo.
You think so, Richard, do you?
Yeah, we saw it clearly down the other end. It was a throw. The umpire obviously didn't see that.
just having a look at the Carlton players, I was just looking back at Matthew Allen and also Porter. There's Allen, Bradley, Porter, Rice and Hickmott have all missed a lot of footy. You can just see them puffing a bit, you know, and I mean, it's going to tell unless they can be more proficient up forward.
Barnes off under the blood rule. Alessio is on. Bradley to bring it in. Looking. Rice is on in the pocket. That's ignored. He goes for distance up towards the centre square. Alessio, a push out. Porter will get the free. Alessio can't believe it. Porter, meantime, responds quickly. Sends it out wide. Houghton gathers the bouncing ball. A man bearing down. Slips it away. Beaumont has it. Goes down towards left half forward. Taken by Ratton. Ratton about 80 metres from goal. Sets it up. Allen's the target. Carousella did brilliantly. Not so brilliant the hand pass. Solomon under pressure. Mercury forced to punch away. Taken by Hurd. Swings it out wide. Now an opportunity for Long. Back towards the middle. Mercury. Mercury intent on drawing a man. Still he goes in his defensive area. Nothing on across the ground. Bounces through the centre square. Very indecisive. Could have been holding the ball there. Carousella was dragged down. Hume charges in. Brilliantly done. Gets it to Ratton. Bacon square. Falls in short. Solomon.
Not renowned for his long kicking ability, Brett Ratton. Probably could have done a little better there. Ramanauskas wide. We're into the last 15 seconds of the quarter. Ramanauskas kicks it forward. Barnard takes the mark. Plays on. Opportunity for Essendon. Floating mongrel punt kick to the goal square. The Blues would do well to force a rush behind. And the siren has sounded. A magnificent first term here. Enormous pressure applied by both groups. And they are applauded as they go to the break. The Carlton coaching staff down to address their players. 2-3-15 Carlton at quarter time. 4-2-26 Essendon. Essendon lead by 11 and missed chances from both teams.
Start of the second term of the MCG, the first preliminary final. The winner this afternoon goes on to play Melbourne in the grand final. Barnes knocks it down. Hickmott, the loose ball, kicks inside the 50. Solomon leads back in the race. Coming across on the angle is Wallace. And the ball bounces out of bounds. Another centre takeaway for Carlton. They need everyone they can get. They're down by 11 points, 26-15.
Alessio on the ground now, playing the forward line too. So Essendon have gone for more height in their forward line.
They've got your stamp of approval now, haven't they? Boundary throw in. Allen locks up with Barnes, flicks it down behind. Ratton's over the ball, taken away by Hume towards the kick-off line. Fletcher could have been held there. Getting back is Wellman. The danger passes. Wellman, the high ball, back outside the 50. Barnard, always his. Ran at the ball aggressively. On for Dustin Fletcher. Solomon's inside. That's ignored, at least initially. Fletcher kicks inside the 50. Hurd's got the run down here. In from the side, though. Lloyd has taken the mark. Well, that's the problem. So many stars to cover. Hurd was closed down as he approached the ball. Lloyd, sensing that, drifted in from the side to take this mark, and he'll kick from right on the 50.
Really was a great mark too, because he's off balance and just hung for that second. Those great players just seem to hover, and there it is.
Going at his second goal, his best effort against Carlton, 6, round 18, 1998. That was on this ground. Leans back and tugs it right.
Just going back to the Mark Johnson issue, Dennis, I'm just trying to recollect whether or not it was his right shoulder that was originally injured, as we see a couple of the greats of the Blues unfortunately missing. And if my understanding or memory was that it was his right shoulder that had the ice pack on, so it may well just be a fresh injury. And if it is just a minor springing of the AC joint, he may well even reappear if it was jabbed there at quarter time, and depending next week on how it pulls up, of course.
Well, Gerard, that's the information we've been given, is the opposite side, but you don't always get the right information down here.
But I can remember Hutto, a picture with the ice pack on his right shoulder.
Well, we'll get Plugger to ask us. They don't lie to him.
Over there. Unbelievable. Just avoided all the Carlton players in that area of the ground. Beaumont now has it. Transfers play. Gee, there was some quality, wasn't there, on that little snippet in the grandstand. Koutafidis, Christou and Murphy. This is Camporelli. He's fit. He's playing well out there. Bounce favours Wallace. Alessio. Ramanauskas to try and set something up from the half-back line. Back to Alessio. Alessio short, effective. Lloyd, long, get away from goal. He's in the defensive half of the ground. Short kick, dropped by Ramanauskas. Quickly onto his boot. The mark is taken down here by Heffernan. He plays on quickly. Kicks it into the pocket. And the sleeper in the Essendon lineup, Blake Carosella, is marked well within scoring range. Coming up for possession number 11. He's already kicked a goal. And judging on my knowledge of Blake Carosella and his goal-kicking ability, he is a very good chance to convert here. You can see there the little description in that right-hand corner of the screen, giving you every indication of what is confronting Blake Carosella with his shot at goal. And he does it nicely. It's a goal. He's a good player, that young fellow, Blake Carosella, and he gets the Bombers 5th.
Well, it was amazing then. Joe Mercedes actually made a very good lead back into the middle of the ground as we watch Ramanauskas now just straight on the boot. Usually has more poise than that, but he realised he's in trouble when he slipped. But Carosella, as we can know, an unusual kicking style, holds the ball very, very upright and kicked very truly.
Favola on the ground, met by Dean Wallace. The Bombers have kicked the last 4 goals of the game. That's daunting for the Blues. They need a steadier. Allen missed it. Mercedes didn't. Kicks inside the 50. McKay going back. Reaches up, takes the mark.
And Allen back into the ruck. And I just thought we saw one of the problems by having 2 ruckmen on the forward line. Allen could have taken a mark, as he did then. But the ball hit the ground. Wallace mopped it up and they got a goal, the Bombers.
Lays it off. This is Bradley on the wing, down towards half forward. Hamill comes on the lead. Controlled it pretty well. Aaron Hamill, left half forward. Favola just on the ground, moving around on the forward line. That's ignored. Mark was dropped there by Freeborn, goes on to tackle Carosella, took him down. But
he had prior opportunity. Carosella there was a pretty good tackle.
And one of the problems then, though, Gerard, was that with Barnes dropping back and no Porter or Allen down there, it's all right when it moves in general plays. Those stoppages, you need a big fella. And also the other thing I'd like to see is Mackay go back on the ball. You know how he was in that first 10 minutes when they controlled the game? He's now at half back.
Gets it away to Fletcher. Kicks inside the 50. Favola comes to meet it. Awkward bounce. Barnes. Very subtle. Just knocks it across towards support. It runs across the line. 33 plays 15.
Gee, they need to get a goal here, the Blues. You mentioned that Essendon have kicked the last 4.
Interesting the match-up, Mercedes and Bradley. Bradley is trying to just run him away. He was sitting on the wing for some 2 or 3 minutes prior to moving back to this contest.
Hume hits the pack hard. Hardwick laying in wait, wrestled him down, and a bounce.
A little bit of what would you call it? Just psychological warfare there. Freeborn, Hume, Ratton. Gee, the ball was hot for Ratton, wasn't it?
That's a great tackle.
Hume again.
Perfect tackle. Probably no prior opportunity, so a good decision.
Why would you handle a guy standing flat-footed anyhow? I mean,
Exactly.
you've got to take responsibility and try and take it on, create something yourself.
Exactly. Yep. 50 metres from the Carlton goal. The umpire bounces. Allen gets into the position. Freeborn squeezes a kick. It'll bounce awkwardly in front of goal. Chance here, Wellman. Fletcher down the ground, out wide. Rice and Long. Which way will it bounce? It'll bounce end on end away from both players and over for a boundary throw in right in front of the race at which the Bombers.
He's having a great day, Sean Wellman. You know you're having a good day when you charge at the footy and it just bounces up perfectly for you and your man is 5 metres behind.
5-3 to 2-3. A fair amount of time has transpired since the Blues have kicked a goal. You're gone, Camporelli. Got the hand pass away. Well done, Manton. Camporelli again. Hand pass smothered. Still a chance. It's a live one for Camporelli. Lappin. Hand pass. No, he got his boot to it. Camporelli again. Well tackled. Got the hand pass away. Carosella, Solomon brushes through and effectively gets the ball to Lloyd. Lloyd long in towards the full forward area. Hurd. Champion player James Hurd. Quality written all over the actions of the Essendon captain.
Just great tackling all round, and Solomon, as he's done most of the year, burst tackle. Lloyd the team player, Long the finisher, Hurd the class.
Hurd will kick from about, well, his kick was from the 50-metre line, and it's a beauty. No, it's just hit the post. Must have only scraped the inside of that right goal post and registers a behind to Essendon. 5-4 to 2-3. The margin now 19 points, but more importantly, the Blues struggling to get their 3rd goal. They've had a couple of chances. Even in this second term, they've had the ball around that half-forward line, haven't been able to capitalise.
Fletcher and Freeborn off for the Blues, and Houlihan and Mansfield back on, boys.
Manton out of the back pocket, short. Hickmont, Carlton's last goal.
Isn't that much?
The 11-minute mark of the opening term.
Isn't that too much of it, Dennis? Adrian Hickmont, just 3 possessions.
Back to the goal square. Manton. Short again. Rice. Flirts with a hand pass. Flirts with danger. Eventually goes out wide to Hume. Right half back. Drives it up towards half forward. Hamill worked out of it by Solomon. Solomon plays on. Kicks it back towards Blumfield. Haven't seen a lot of him. Good mark. Plays on immediately. Hurd through the centre square. Probing kick. How will it bounce? Awkwardly. Out of bounds in the pocket. 34 plays 15. Just over 13 minutes till half-time.
Gee, there's a few there. David Smorgan, the Western Bulldogs president. David Wheaton, assistant to Danny Frawley. And Danny Frawley.
Charging through Blumfeld. Upended. Kicked away by Carosella out towards the boundary line. Awkward bounce. Charging in Wellman. Falling to the ground, Houlihan. Allen stops it. Hand passes about 5 metres. Wellman inspired. Grabs it. Can he finish? Just missed.
Malcolm, how long would you persist with Chris Heffernan on Camperelli. He's had 15 possessions now, Camperelli, and Heffernan just the 2 kicks and 2 handballs.
Yeah, I mean, you keep matching that up and you say, well, Camperelli's getting a lot at the back. And so a lot of that is about team stuff, from kick-outs.
Short kick.
I'd get this bloke on the ball again. I mean, they're just losing the ball across the midfield too often, and you may as well put your best player and hardest player somewhere near it.
McKay kicks the ball down towards the wing. Solomon getting a few possessions, kicks it in towards half forward. Under pressure, Rice over the top. Heffernan, speak of the devil. He's just come out of the ground and kicked it forward, and Mercury will kick a goal, won't he? He's got the mark, 45 metres out, slide angle. One of the best finishers in the caper, Mark Mercury, kicking for his 2nd and Essendon's 6th. There you can see the slide angle. Distance, not a problem, you wouldn't think. 45 metres. Just pops it onto his boot and casually gets the goal. Well, the big drought continues for the Blues. 2-3-15. Essendon kicked the 5th goal in succession. They're 6-5-41.
Yes, the signs aren't good, are they? They've really controlled the game for quite some time now, Essendon, and really from that kick out, not a lot happened. Hamill's being pretty well held by Solomon, who's having a very good game, and the Essendon half back line's well on top.
The Bombers starting to warm up, dare we say it. The Mercury is rising. There's the bounce. Allen up very early, knocked down by Barnes. Mansfield had it, lost it. Hamill charging in was Hume. Barnes a hand pass towards half forward. Beaumont over the ball, has company. Tries to fit it out to McKay. Slapped away, taken by Johnson. Johnson from 40 metres out across the face. Off hands, I think it was out of bounds. Yes, it was. Good call by the official.
Well, it was a good guess at least. I thought the goal umpire had the best view, and
he didn't call it, did he? I was
signalled
watching him. But it did definitely go out. Well,
it's hit the line and bounced back in.
Need a Cyclops. Down goes Hurd. Heffernan throws it on the boot, and it bounces through for a behind.
Gerard, just an interesting point to ponder. We see Fraser Brown on the bench, obviously fresh. When did you bring him on? Why wait until the game's over? Get him on now, you suggest?
Oh, it's a fair point, Ozzy. I think they'll be considering that very option as we speak. But I think their biggest concern, Carlton, is they just can't find anybody to mark the ball inside their forward 50 near the goal. Allen's had 1 mark, Porter's had 1 mark. They're the only players in Carlton's side to have marked the ball there, and Whitnell and Hamill well held at the moment.
Egmont gets on the end of Bratton's kick. Camperelli running to space. Lappin on down the ground. Camperelli buys himself some time, squeezes the kick to Lappin, 60 metres out. Takes on a tackler, 55 metres out, goes looking for Favola. Solomon in the road. Wellman.
Solomon having some sort of a second term. Great mark out there to Favola. Just threw out the right arm and raked it in beautifully. 42 plays 15. So 27 points is the advantage enjoyed by Essendon. Favola's kick. Mark over the back, Carosella. As I say, he just gets under your guard, that young fella. Hand pass, Solomon running from half back. Solomon kicks quickly. Lands the ball close to the half forward area. Camperelli chips in. Solomon has had 5 possessions already in the second term. Kick forward by Houlihan. Mark taken by Hickmott. Can play on. Kicks it into the pocket. Bradley on his own. Difficult angle though. We'll be interested to see this little picture that we have in the right-hand part of the screen, the goal view. Craig Bradley is only about 4 or 5 metres in from the boundary line, and he's having a shot at goal as a result of that pass delivered by Hickmott. And there it is. Distance, not difficult. Essendon Carlton, quite a few years ago, same circumstance. Stephen Kernahan missed everything. Bradley kicks for goal, and I think he's popped it through, the skipper. To say that that was a badly needed goal for the Blues would be the understatement so far.
Yes, and one of the problems they've still got, I believe, is that they've really had to chip the ball around and be very good with their skills to make that happen. And it's very difficult to do that all the time when Essendon are actually pulling extra players back. I don't think because you get beaten once because you're a big fella, you get hooked off the ground because you lose 1 ground ball. They've just got to be more direct in their approach to goal. Hard to kick goals from this pocket all night.
After 9 scoring shots from Essendon, Carlton break the run.
17 possessions, Camperelli.
Having a wonderful game. Rucks go at it. Favours Allen. Knocks it down. Taken by Ratton. Hurriedly onto the boot. Hooks it high down towards half forward. Going back with a flight of the ball. Terrific mark taken by the skipper. Craig Bradley got the last goal. He's 55 metres out. Amazing. The veteran. Averaging 22 possessions a game this season.
37 in October.
Yeah. Down from 24 last season. The same as back in '98. Franchina. About 60 metres out. Too far out.
He's got a problem. Barnes is on the goal line. They're going to have to keep chipping it around.
Goes towards the pocket. Hamill up in front. Hickmott at the back. Sharp angle. Goes with the banana. Kicks it behind.
See what I mean? In the kicking to the pockets. You know, when you get stationary, you can't get everything perfect in footy.
Well, do you keep hanging on to the ball?
Well, no, all you need there is some height. I mean, Barnes was back there by himself. Porter contested early beautifully. You're not going to get every ball, but they don't know where to go.
So you get Porter back onto the ground and have him hang around the goal square.
Yeah, just kick it to him. I mean, they're going to run away from Favola. They've already done it 4 times.
Bombers by 20 points. Dustin Fletcher bringing it in. Game number 150, a high ball. Barnes almost fell in front. Carousel got it away quickly. Dragged down Masudi. Picked up by Mansfield. Gets the hand pass back to Rice inside the centre square. Spots Houlihan. Goes to him. Good mark under pressure. Ramanauskas was bearing down. Houlihan. Short one is on to Franchina. That's ignored. He goes for distance. Again going to the pocket. They've got the numbers out there. Backing back was Whitnell. Fell in front. Hume. Can he finish? Hume runs in. Kicks the goal. Great plumbing.
It was strong, wasn't it? He was ferocious there, Darren Hume, in his endeavours to get past the tackler.
Yeah, it's a classic piece of roving and great finish there by Darren Hume, who came to the club with perhaps skills being the biggest factor he had to improve on. You just see there he poked at it, but he's kicked it in a straight line, trying to lob it onto the goal umpire's head.
Michael Long off the ground for Essendon. How do you see the scoreline? I mean, we're pretty well past the halfway mark of the second term. Only 10 goals kicked in the game so far.
Yeah, it was getting crucial for Carlton to do that, but once again it was a wide kick. I mean, it was ended up being beautifully done by an individual, and you really need more team goals than that.
Ramanauskas wide, awkward bounce. Barnard. Johnson confronted by Lappin. Did he have a go at getting it out? He did. The Blues will get clear. Mansfield. Camperelli, very much the playmaker. He's done well, this young fellow Houlihan. Hickmott, is that a free kick?
Right.
No, play on. Wellman kicks it forward. Mark taken back there by Trent Houghton, who has been an absolute revelation this year.
Been a great 5 minutes for the Blues, but they've just got to get some more goals.
Whitnell swings around onto the right. Kicks in towards the middle. Lappin marks. Anyone on their own? Untidy hand pass. Ratton in towards full forward. Hamill! Had his name written all over it. There was a strong mark in the finish by the Tuggeranong Tiger. Second mark to Aaron Hamill, but he had the real chance there over the top of Damien Hardwick, and he took it.
Well, time for an impact player for the Bombers. Darren Buick coming onto the ground at the expense of Jay Johnson.
Right in front. You couldn't get it any more directly in front. And only 40 metres out, Aaron Hamill goes for goal. He's popped it through. The Blues have got their 5th.
Well, this last 5 minutes has been an absolute surprise to me, and I would suggest most Essendon supporters around the ground. Craig Bradley really started this. Got that great goal out wide. Another one from Hume, and now one from Hamill. And a mark in the forward 50, Jared.
That's what we like to see, Malcolm. That's the key to it.
It was a beautiful kick from Ratton. Just set it up nicely.
Kevin Shetty working the phones, and you get the feeling the hearts of Essendon's fans beating just a little faster now as the Blues are coming on strong, approaching half-time. Barnes and Allen. Allen up very early, swats it up towards half forward. Ratton goes off the ground down towards the 50. Whitnell threw his body in. Hickmont, the recipient of that good work, kicks back towards the middle for Bowler. Juggles the mark, play on's the call. Across to Ratton hurriedly. Goes looking for Lappin. Ramanauskas knocked it away. Barnes falling over. The bodies go in willingly. Carosella back to Barnes. Scrambles a kick from half-back. It wanders out towards the wing. In front is Hurd. Tackled in mid-air. Down he goes. Hume on his knees, made himself invisible, covered himself with green branches, gets a hand pass from Ratton, kicks towards the middle, intended I think for Whitnell, runs on, Solomon goes to ground, Hamill on top of him, Fletcher, charging in Lappin.
I'll tell you what you've got to do here too, you've got to give a lot of credit to these umpires who are giving the players every possible chance to get the ball into the clear. Not too many free kicks paid in this game so far. The bounce at half forward for the Blues. Kicked away by Hurd. Back towards the middle. Moorcroft onto the ground. Now Ramanauskas. Kicks with the right. Effectively up towards half forward. Back there was Mackay. Taken by Lucas. He's tackled. Dispossessed. Mackay confronted. Still Mackay. Lucas looking for the free kick. The umpire calls for the bounce.
I tell you what, boys, it has really picked up that from down here. Amazing.
Yeah,
well, you get the feeling down there at ground level, I'm sure.
Well, the Bombers know they're under siege at the moment. It's been a great fight back by Carlton. They need their ball players to start winning the footy again. Mercedes been kept to just 2 possessions in this term. He had 8 in the first.
So the bounce of the ball again, about 40 metres, a little closer to the Essendon goal than 40 metres. Michael Long warming the bench with both Johnsons, 7 free kicks apiece. Beaumont, Camporelli gets the kick, lands the ball down towards the wing. Whitnell made a contest, still there on the centre wing area. Houlihan, Hickmott trying to get the ball clear, so is Hardwick. And they are all aware now of the ball spilling out. Very conscious there. Chris Heffernan last to get to his feet. Whitnell flying from behind Hardwick, crashing into the Essendon player. Play on was the call. Nothing coming of it.
Mark McCurry's in the forward pocket. He's been well held at the moment by Andy Mackay. He's only had just the 1 kick in this quarter. I just wonder, Malcolm, whether you wouldn't take the punt, put McCurry into the middle of the ground. May well mean that Mackay goes with him, but get him into the game.
I think for the game's sake, both of them be terrific. Whitnell's had 6 touches, you know. They've all been in the midfield, none in the forward line.
Mercedes, Heffernan, over the top, Buick, tackled, got the kick away, and the mark dropped, was it? No, paid to Lucas. Grabbed it close to the turf. Scott Lucas, missing a goal in the first term. Kicks the ball towards the half-forward area. Oh, what a terrific effort by Lloyd. Great camera view there from behind the goals. We'll watch again Matthew Lloyd.
He's a star. Only stars can take marks under those circumstances. He was off balance, and he has the full width of the goals of 6.4 metres to shoot from. And you would think that a man of his ability is going to make a certainty of this.
Another terrific look there at the mark taken by Matthew Lloyd. Characteristically throws the grass in the air to see if he can gauge any breeze affecting this kick through the air. He's directly in front, only 40 metres out. A bit of a scungy old push at it, but he's got it through. He's kicked. Matthew Lloyd has kicked his 2nd goal. Close to half-time, the Bombers, they're out to a 14-point lead, 7-6-48. Carlton, 5-4-34.
Yes, it was terrific lead. And he certainly got a meter. He had to dwell for the ball then, and then just jumped honestly. Got a half a hand on it, 1.5 hands really, and then really just snapped it with his 2nd grab and finished it off. Big comeback from Essendon.
Matthew Lloyd, 2 goals this afternoon. James Hurd inside the centre square. There's Porter stretching. Time remaining till half-time. Important 3 minutes coming up. Allen decisively. Hurd, I mentioned, grabs it. Kicks his team down towards half-forward. In front, Barnard. He's about 75 metres from goal. Wheeling around. Lappin confronted him. Not before he got the kick down towards the pocket. Missed by Mercury. Sliding in Mercedes. Slapped out of there, McKay. Mercury did well. Got it back towards Barnard. Socket off the ground, Mercury. Pushing towards the boundary line. Franchina content to run it across.
Interesting. Still no Fraser Brown at this stage.
No, biding his time on the bench. The margin 14 points. Allen smacks it about 25 metres. Mercedes dwelling over it, keeps it alive, close to the boundary line, squeezing the kick away down towards the pocket. Johnson, Ramanauskas surrounded. They're appealing for a kick, not forthcoming.
Barnard off, replaced by Long with 2.5 minutes left in the first half. And it's Fletcher, Brown and Freeborn on the bench for Carlton.
Right of screen looks to be going now with Camporelli. Heffernan's may still have the job, but he's just floating back about a kick behind the play. We'll follow that before half-time.
Certainly a chance for Essendon. McKay, Hurd, caught with the ball, got the hand pass away. Moorcroft couldn't control the football. Ratton out wide, close to the boundary line. McKay, Lucas, as he kept it alive. Still inside the field of play. Mercury appealing for the free kick. And again, the tackling and the in and unders, the desperation shown by all players. First class. 7-6 to 5-4. Essendon lead by 14 points. We're into the last couple of minutes before the long break. Tap away. And again, a struggle for the clearance from that congested left forward pocket. We've had a couple of bounces, a couple of boundary throw-ins, and still the ball about 30 metres from the Essendon goal in their left forward pocket. Allen gets the punch away. Moorcroft, hand pass, taken away by Beaumont. He's a natural left footer. He kicks with the right. Fletcher, dispossessed, not paid, crashing his way through is Wellman. Wellman sizes up, kicks to the pocket, punched away by the Blues defence. Over for another boundary throw in, very much in the same area as we've had a fair bit of play in the last 3 or 4 minutes. Left forward pocket for the Bombers. 35, 40 metres around from their goal. Ball spills now. Chance for Carlton. Manton was dispossessed. Comes out to Lucas. Lucas gets good purchase on this kick. Right to the line. And eventually it is Mansfield who concedes a behind to Essendon. 49, plays 34. 15 points the advantage. Down under 1 minute left in the first half.
This is one of the reasons why it's hard to sit on Camporelli. He's kicking off, so it's always hard for his opposition player to get hold of him.
Short to Ratton.
Heffernan has pushed down. He's now picking up Lappin on the half-back line.
Ratton going for distance, very wide towards the wing, intended for Allen. It was wide of the mark. It bounces across the boundary line, escorted by Blumfield. So a throw in down towards right half forward for the Bombers. 39 seconds remaining in the half. Essendon on top by 15 points. At the base of the pack, Hume trying to knock it out towards Camporelli, coming across on the angle, stealing the ball as Carosella. 60 metres out, the hand pass to Ramanauskas, goes again, Mercury to Long, 20 metres out, Long runs in and kicks it. Wonderful combination.
The goal just before half-time that Carlton really didn't need to concede.
And it did display the full skills of the Bombers, although I thought Blake Carosella was just a little bit long in making the decision to give the handball, and when he gave it, it was a bodgy. Ramanauskas in and out again. Quick hands set up the easy shot at goal.
Kevin Sheedy down to address his players. Robert Shaw, trusty assistant. Terry Danaher, Mark Harvey.
Been a good player though this quarter, Carosella. He's had 7 possessions. That second wave of runners, midfielders for the Bombers, is perhaps the difference between these sides.
Hume leaves it behind. Well done, Hurd.
Oh, brilliant.
Gee, didn't he gather that well? Hardwick's kick across his right shoulder. They might get another one. Seconds left. No, the siren will beat Adam Ramanauskas. There it is, folks. Half-time in the preliminary final between the Bombers and the Blues. Essendon have the advantage, 8-7-55. Carlton 5-4-34.
Mark Johnson in the distance there on the bench. Matthew Lloyd, 103 goals now for this season. Bit of jousting, Freeborn and Long. Quite a contrast there in their experience. Wide of the pack, it's taken by Camporelli. Immediately across to Franchina. The passing Paisanos inside the forward line. Here's a chance for Hamill, dragged down by Solomon, jarred out of there. Bradley hurriedly hooks it back. It's wide of the mark. It's out of bounds on the full in the left full forward pocket.
Gee, Dennis, that was uncharacteristic, wasn't it, of Craig Bradley?
Fletcher wasting no time. Ramanauskas meters in the clear. Up from the back pocket. Man on towards the wing. Blumfield running for space. How will it bounce? Awkwardly. Gets past Lappin though. Kept his cool. Probing kick inside the 50. Coming on the lead, Mercury. He's marked about 40 out. You'd like him from here.
So he's just pulled Mackay back. Mackay was virtually playing as a full back there. And I've mentioned throw him on the ball, but he really is being dragged back out of the game, isn't he?
Mark Mercury, 2 goals so far. Will kick from right on the 50. Bending nicely. Nice little fade. Goal.
Not what the Blues wanted. The first goal of the second half to the opposition.
And I think what was the most ominous aspect, Robbo, was the open nature of it. If this becomes a game where players are allowed to run in spaces, Carlton will get beaten by 10+ goals. Their strength is making it a scrap, keeping it in, but it's very difficult and very taxing physically to continue that style of play.
One of the reasons why Ramanauskas got so free then. Camporelli was hurt when he gave that handball in the centre, so he was still recovering. Ramanauskas very smartly just bolted off, went down the other side of the ground.
Yeah, not big points out of 10. The tackle by Lappin on Blumfield either. He got past a little too easily. As we watch the umpire bounce in the centre. Porter gets first hand to it. Heffernan, Mercedes, kick smothered. Bradley again, quickly to half forward. Whitnell in front of Fletcher. Fletcher appealing that the Carlton player had him, grabbed him by the jumper. Umpire having nothing of that, so Whitnell will kick for Carlton's 6th goal. Just his 6th kick. Oh, very ordinary. Into the pocket. Oh. And Allen trying to get away from Wallace. Ball slips out of his grasp over for a boundary throw-in. Johnson, Barnard. This is Whitnell. Just never got any purchase at all on that kick, Lance Whitnell. Boundary throw-in right forward pocket for the Blues. They badly need to get a goal. Still Hume can't break away, got his foot to it, kicked it out on the full. Unbelievable, isn't it?
Involuntary.
Darren Hume penalised. Free kick to be taken by Heffernan. Left back pocket for Essendon. Kicks it down to the wing. Knocked away by Hamill from Darren Buick. And we'll see a boundary throw in about 45 metres around from the Carlton goal. They badly need to get a goal here. Essendon kicked the first goal of the second half through Mark Mercury. And they now lead by 27. Contest between Porter and his opponent Wallace. Hamill, the tackler. Heffernan, ball spills, Ratton should kick a goal. Ratton kicks a goal for Carlton, is it? No, touched off the boot. Ratton, 1 goal, 1. Blues can't buy a goal. Desperately searching for their 6th goal.
Mansfield, who made his debut as a Geelong player against Essendon, on the bench, looking on. And Buick, the most experienced of the Bombers.
Look at Ramanauskas.
Short to the pocket. Wellman has been very good. Some indecision. Back towards the middle and Buick. Buick kicks outside the 50. Intended for Carosella. Hickmont did well drifting across. Whitnell, a short pass. A lack of conviction there from the Bombers bringing it out. Ratton kicks towards the pocket. The bowler. Strong hands in the circumstances. A few are coming. Very important kick, this one. And on the last 2 occasions, Essendon bringing it out. Firstly Heffernan and then Buick. Not looking overly good. Just hanging on and wondering.
It's a big chance for this young fella, isn't it? Just 19 years of age and playing in a final. Important kick in the context of the match.
You can see his target there. 4.1 metres. And he's missed. Sliding it across the face of behind. They've got to take their chances, the Blues, if they want to make this grand final. 9-7, 5-6. The game very much in the balance as far as they're concerned. Slipping away ever so slowly. Now Fletcher Will he be more decisive? Can the Bombers deliver the killer punch? High ball towards the wing. Big pack at that one. Taken by Hamill. Slips it away. Allen. Looping hand pass. Mercedes got it covered. Left it behind though. Blumfield slides in. Ratton slides out. And the throw in. Who is that masked man? It's Brett Ratton.
Brett Ratton caught one over the head there, and from Dean Wallace. The umpire didn't see it. I can tell you Brett Ratton did not like it.
So Hamill and Ramanauskas, Camporelli just off the play as the boundary umpire throws it in. Centre wing, Allen tries to knock it down. Ratton gathers, can't get away. Got the hand pass out. Carousella, possession number 18. He's kicked a couple of goals. Punched away from the forward in Mercury by McKay. Over on the full against Freeborn. Trying to run away with the ball was Moorcroft. Long to take the free kick.
Carousella's been that effective with 18 possessions to date that he's now got Franchina trying to stop him.
Kicked into the forward 50. Here's a goal. Lucas. Goal, Bombers. Well, Scott Lucas kicks his first goal. And Essendon have kicked the first two of the second half.
Yes, and I have to say one of the problems with this is that the ball gets over the back, and when you're a defender, two go at it, Lucas stays down. I mean, that's almost a cardinal sin in footy, to let the ball get behind you when you're a defender, and really was. What is it, jam for the sideboard or something like that? Is that what you say, Ian?
Darn good shot, that's what it was.
Well, Dennis, Scott Lucas, it's taken a fair while in this match for him to get his first goal, but he's looming ominously as far as the Carlton side is concerned, getting on the scoreboard early in the third term.
10-7, 5-6. Allen backhands it down. Ratton trying to control it. Ramanauskas got him, dragged him down. The kick went about 5 metres. Bradley's hand pass intercepted. The hurried kick from Hardwick towards half-forward socket. Back there by Freeborn. Ratton again is taken down. Freeborn dives on top of it. Blumfield gets on top of him. And a bounce well inside the centre square. But Carlton's way, 67-31. Fraser Brown starting to warm up down on the boundary. Meantime, the bounce. Umpire Allen awkwardly placed there. Blumfield slips the hand pass back towards Mercedes. Well done, Camporelli. Charged it down initially. The kick, though, for space enables Ramanauskas to run onto it. He's forward at the wing. A centering kick intended for Lloyd. Hands to it. Couldn't hang on. Moorcroft away to Long on his natural kicking foot. Spears the pass in and Hurd. Well, you couldn't defend it any better. Beaumont was there step for step. But such is the quality of Hurd. It smacked him on the hands. It bounced around, but he controlled it.
And boys, Fraser Brown warming up on the sidelines. Look like he's finally coming on. Just a quick one for you, Malcolm. What would the thoughts be on if Carlton were to lose this game? Would it be Fraser Brown's last game?
I think he's still contracted for a year. From memory, I think it was did a 3-year deal 2 years ago, was he?
Well, that's a bad miss there by the Essendon skipper, James Hurd. You would usually mark that down. He's a terrific finisher as well.
In fact, Rob, I thought he was a bit lucky in the finish to take the mark because his approach to the ball was certainly not at full pace. He was just a bit lackadaisical.
Tony, just down there, you were right behind him then. How did he go run up the goals with Hurdy's kick then?
Yeah, I'll have to agree with Jared. Then he just didn't look quite as purposeful as he probably should have. I think he just took that a little bit easy and probably thought that he was just going to, just go back and kick it. So just a little bit of concentration problem there, I think.
Gee, the bounce of the ball certainly proving very difficult for the Blues.
Nothing lackadaisical about Gary Moorcroft, Rob. Have a look at him getting in there, trying to win a spot in the grand final.
Lucas kicks forward. Hume dispossessed, Lloyd onto it. McKay for the Blues, confronted by Hurd. Beaumont over the top. The umpire surely will call for a bounce. Essendon fans sensing that their team is just getting that little bit more superiority with every minute that goes by in this match. 10-8 to 5-6. Still the Blues looking for their 6th goal. Allen, Lucas over the top. Moorcroft, the pocket battleship. Rice, the tackler. And Camporelli appealing for a free kick, as is Rice. The umpire to bounce. Brett Allen, Mark McKenzie and Darren Goldspink are on show here today. And they will be looking also for a place next week in the grand final. Houlihan on, Hickmott off for the Blues. Bounce in the left forward pocket. Up high was Allen. Forces a boundary throw in.
Look, I think it's almost to the stage now, you know, it's getting critical stages for Carlton, that you almost got to start cheating. You know, just stand 20 metres off the pack and hopefully you can get some open ball and run it out of here. I mean, Essendon are going, if you keep it down here all day,
They'll get a goal.
They're not going to, yeah, they will.
And eventually conceded by Rice. A rush behind to the Bombers. So we will get the ball out of there momentarily, Malcolm. And it was the Blues that had to concede that rush behind. Camporelli goes in towards the half-back area where McKay takes the mark. He can go short, outside his defensive 50. Allen, you've got to start taking a few risks, you would think, because it's just slipping away, isn't it? Bombers, Ramanauskas, Barnes. Now Buick looks, delivers, Lloyd. Manton too late. Too late, much too late, Manton.
No 50.
Oh, that was what I would have been looking for, Gerard. But the umpire's not going to have anything of it. It was very late, wasn't it?
Sure.
He knew. Lloyd shooting for goal has missed. Matthew Lloyd, 2 goals, 2 in that scoreline for Essendon. 10-10 they are now, 10-10-70. And 5-6-36 the Blues.
Yeah, Lloydie just turned around, I reckon, have a quick look, and he got him up the middle, didn't he?
Oh, look at this.
Volley. Moorcroft grabs it from the kick in and misses. Terrible kick coming out. Fell short of Camporelli. And just moments ago, it suddenly got personal for Matthew Lloyd. He wanted to kick that goal. Back-to-back behinds. Bradley wasting no time. Straight up the middle this time. Intended for Allen. Knocked away by Barnes. Roving the pack is Ratton. Sweeping hand pass to accommodate Lappin. Lappin kicks inside the 50. Hamill leads in the race. Solomon tracking him. Laid off nicely. Now a chance for Houlihan. Deep on the flank. He pulls it back. Wonderful kick. Camporelli. And the reward for running so hard up the middle of the ground.
Sorry, Dennis, but he's a bright light, that young Houlihan for Carlton.
Yeah, he's a very talented player. It's almost a replica of what's happened the last 5 minutes of last year's preliminary final, where as Fraser Brown comes onto the cheers and the jeers, you can work out who's got the most in the crowd. But the Bombers had the chance to put them away in the last 5 minutes. Talented players have missed easy goals, and Carlton are about to make them pay.
The margin, 35 points. Camporelli sneaks it through.
I would think some of the boos for Fraser Brown would certainly be from Essendon fans who didn't forget the tackle on Dean Wallace in the dying seconds of the game last year. But
yeah, I think there's probably a list of issues that they would have some sort of argument with Fraser about over the years. He's had a colourful career. I don't think there'd be...
Gee, this was a brilliant kick, wasn't it, by the young man there. Showed composure and delivered it beautifully. Camporelli, gee, he's doing well. 21 possessions and a goal. Carlton kicked 3 goals in 4.5 minutes of the second term, and nothing else since the 11-minute mark of the first quarter until Scott Camporelli kicked the goal. Now they're a chance. Brown already into it. Yes. Brown from Ratton. Brown's kick, Whitnall, no, couldn't take it. Hamill, spillage. Now the Bombers might get clear of their half-back line. The tackle, no, not affected. Well done, Damien Hardwick. Back in the centre of the ground, run down was Blumfield. Now Brown again, straight into the action. Go, Gerard.
Make or break time for the Blues. They can just sniff a bit of an opening.
Allen, left foot kick towards the half-forward line. Whitnall couldn't take the mark. Brown again, confronted by Mercedes. He's into the action, hasn't quite got the tempo, but by gee, you know his desire is always going to be there, Fraser Brown. 71 plays 42, Essendon by 29.
And Rob, you just get that feeling that the Carlton boys have lifted the tempo slightly for the fact that Fraser Brown's out there. He's already had 3 or 4 possessions.
I think that's a fair point, Richard. 11 minutes left in this third term. They just have to kick 2 goals and keep the Bombers to their scoreline of 10-11. So far, if they're to have any chance. Brown again. Now, who can gather this awkward ball? Houlihan keeps his body over it. He's pushed out. It looked a blatant push out. What did you think, Malcolm?
Yeah, I thought so. I would have preferred to see him try and stand up, though, that, you know, because if it collapsed on it, that was what I meant about, you've almost got to try and cheat a bit. You see here, it does get a touch. Oh, perhaps it was, no. I was just trying to see, and a great kick too, great finish there.
Well, he's given it to Darren Hume, who was a goal kicker for the Blues in the second term. And a young man who has just come on this year, Darren Hume. I think you mentioned, Jared, about his the skill level being down a little. But
he's certainly got a lot better over the last couple of years. But this may well be the most important shot at goal he's had.
Well, he's missed emphatically by a long way. 1 goal, 1 to Darren Hume. They could have badly done with that, the Blues. 6-7 to 10-11 margin. 28 points in favour of the Bombers. They led by 21 at half-time.
Fletcher driving it long around the outer side. Big pack at the drop. Falls obligingly for Carousella to Mercedes. Mercedes kicks it down towards half-forward. Lloyd on a searching lead. Couldn't hang on. Franchina knocks it towards the boundary. Good result for the Blues. Throw in. Outer side. 71 plays 43. Time remaining in the third term. Sellout crowd at the MCG. And just for the moment at least, the sun is shining brightly. Tossed in. Allen knocks it down. Brown again over the ball. Battles on. Whistle. Ball up.
The runner's just been out to James Hird, the captain. Generally when he goes out, he's just been hanging around the goal square. It's come onto the ball, Jones. The game needs you to stamp your imprimatur on it and give us 5 minutes of classic Hird.
Buick off and Jason Johnson back on for the Bombers too.
Bounce. Allen down towards Brown. Couldn't control it. Jason Johnson pressed against the boundary line. Off to Mercedes. Mercedes high ball down towards full forward. Almost the mark in front of Alessio. Crashing the pack. McKay came back towards Alessio. Diving in there is Rice. Whistle. Umpire Allen decides it's his ball. So last roll of the dice time for the Blues. Down by 28 points. Ruckman lock up. Houghton takes advantage. Then tried to slip it away towards McKay. Immediately in the grasp of Lucas, and another bounce.
And Mercedes now on Brown. It's dynamite here, because Brown's going to go at the ball, and Mercedes just might be the smart one to peel off.
Almost clean possession. Alessio kicks. How will it bounce? I think he's got the goal. Centimetre perfect.
Well, that's the sort of good fortune that you need in a tight game like this, and it's gone to the Bombers. Steve Alessio, watch this. Just got the end of his boot to it, and bouncing favourably. Goal umpire, beautiful position.
Did it hit the post, did it? Did it hit the post?
Oh, sure. But why does he have to stand like that anyhow? You tell me why the umpire has to stand like that.
Well, it's a goal. You boys thought that it may have just touched the post?
Well, I thought it just nicked it, but I thought Dennis may well have his classics appropriately. It was centimetre perfect.
Goal to Alessio. Just the end of his boot to it, and it rolled through. So the good fortune with the Bombers. Chance to go forward again. Johnson tackled. Camporelli handball. Back towards Ratton. Important here. Blumfield gets it. Mercedes quickly onto his boot. Bradley. Oh, there's the young and the old, isn't it? Bradley and Blake Carousella. Not clear. Chance for Brown. Gathers. Handball wider to Bradley. Bradley back onto the right. Kicks it forward. Awkward bouncing ball. Heffernan gathers. Handball Hird. In turn, gathered there by Mercedes, already getting the notable possessions that we are expecting from Joe Mercedes. Kick forward, contest at half forward. Alessio again. Handball just a little emphatically there. Hamill, Hume, missed its target. Blumfield, handball, smoking. Short pass, all right. Mercury dispossessed. Still Mercury has the ball in underneath there somewhere, and the umpire will call for a bounce.
Gee, they were wonderful, Carlton, then. Undermanned, but great heart.
Yes, but also the skill, handballing skill under pressure breaks down. And here we go. Does it touch the post or doesn't it? No, I can see a gap there, Jared. That's a definite goal.
Yeah, centimetre perfect.
And boys, you won't see it on camera, but John Barnes is in the goal square all by himself.
Well, there's a chance here. Hird, Johnson, fumble, tackle. And the Blues will get clear. They've got no one to kick it to, though. He's got to hang on to it. It's Houlihan going for the safety of the boundary line, and that is all he had on offer. At least he has kept it to a 50-50 situation with a boundary throw in about 70 metres around from the Essendon goal.
It's pretty hard when you're 6 goals down, though, Ian, to keep bottling it up like that. I mean, something's got to crack in the end. You just need to open the game up. They can't win it this way.
Hurd over the top. Solomon, 55 metres out. Goes long down towards full forward. Bounces the wrong way this time. Behind.
And Blake Carosella throws the hands up, just rightfully so, questioning why the short pass didn't come in.
See where Solomon was on that pack? On the outer perimeter. You don't need one in underneath. The rest you've got to spread around.
Dean Rice. Straight up the middle. Hamill surrounded. Last man in. Solomon takes a leaping mark. Dean Solomon. Game number 50. Goes back inside the centre square. 11-12, 6-7. Too far out to score, obviously. Squares the ball almost. Carosella, 60 metres from goal. Hedging. Kicks inside the 50, setting it up. Plenty of Blues there. Mercury leapt highest. Close to the line. McKay takes it across. Gee, they're taking some pressure now. Absorbing some punches, the Blues. They're clinging on. 11-13 to 6-7.
Yes, if you looked at the possessions, it's the last 5 or 6 minutes has certainly been dominated by the Bombers. They haven't got the score on the board, but Carlton, on the other hand, not able to kick anything near a winning score. 6-7. Modern day football, very hard to defend. Kick in by Camporelli. Hamill can't get into it. Tackle, Carosella. Bradley overrunning. Hamill back into it.
They almost had the break there, Robbo. The ball only needed to spill out. Fraser Brown was forward of the play, and they would have had an open forward line to shoot at.
Certainly missing players of the calibre of Stephen Silvani and Anthony Koutafidis, but on the other hand, the Bombers last year did not have James Hurd or Scott Lucas in their preliminary final side, so it's coming back to bite the Blues. Mercedes again. Solomon, knock on. Ramanauskas gathered Johnson, tackled by Manton. Spillage in towards the half forward area. Well done, Solomon. Blues may get clear. Hamill, long kick over on the full, much to the delight of the Essendon fans. There are a majority of Essendon fans here today, I would think. There's red and black everywhere in this crowd. And Gerard Healy off to my left, indicating here that Mark Mercury will kick a goal.
Have a shot at least.
He's kicked 3.
Mad not to. He hasn't got a
Manton
line.
and Lloyd. Manton, you're going to be penalised. Lloyd will take the free kick. Mark McKenzie, the umpire.
Pushed him in the face.
Yeah, maybe not a lot in that, boys, but pretty undisciplined to at least give the umpire the opportunity to consider a free kick, and he's actually paid it.
It was the reaction rather than the first action. The first action coming from Matthew Lloyd, and Manton reacting was caught. Lloyd going for goal number 3. Again, the little picture showing exactly what Matthew Lloyd is confronted with. No bother for Lloyd. Goal to Essendon. 3 goals now to Lloyd, when Mercury was, well, he was a rough chance to kick a goal from the boundary line. Manton's indiscretion led to the Lloyd free kick, who converted.
Well, it probably squares up that one for a couple that he's got away with, Manton. I saw him just pushing Lloyd away from the ball pretty well, and whilst there'd be a lot of people wanting that looked at, there was not a lot in it. No problems there for Matthew Lloyd.
So the margin, 42 points, is simmering down there. Glenn Manton knows all about tough jobs. His first assignment ever, his first opponent was Gary Lyon. Hasn't got any easier. There's the bounce. Up was Barnes, thumping it down. Ratton again at close quarters. Got it to Bradley. Touched off the boot. It goes a mile in the air. Slapped out of there by Allen. Missed by Solomon. Trying to back out with the ball freeborn. Solomon claimed by Brown. Going nowhere. And the bounce.
Barry Mitchell, the Blues runner, has just been out having a long chat to Lance Whitnell. And now he's heading over to Matthew Allen. So expect some sort of change there between the big blokes.
Bounce lately Carlton's way. Allen again doing pretty well down to Brown. Hurried kick towards Whitnell. Reaching over the top. Fletcher. Wonderfully played. Fletcher swings it wide. Great chance now. Blumfield released. Running with Johnson. Runs to the 50. Needs a finish. Has it got the carry? I'm not sure. Was it touched? I don't think so. Caught that.
Well, I think everyone came here today expecting something like this to happen. The Blues have hung on, undermanned, but Justin Blumfield now gets into the action, kicking his first goal in the game.
And can I also ask, how can he get 30 metres, 40 metres on his own? That's what I'm saying. Carlton aren't doing this enough. I mean, if you've got a back line, there's a whole pack of players down there. To be outnumbered's not a problem. There's too many people in the way.
Well, I think you mentioned at half-time that they might have to take a few risks or come up with something just a little unusual, and they have not been able to do it. Freeborn, Caracella the chaser. Freeborn gets his kick away, but it lands in the arms of Johnson.
Been one of the real positives for the Blues this season.
Hardwick, rather, sorry, Jared.
Yeah, Scotty Freeborn, a bit of an unknown coming into this season. He's had a terrific year with the Blues.
Fletcher out wide. Mercedes, I'd love to see what Joe Mercedes done in this third term in comparison with his earlier couple of quarters. Joe Mercedes has had 10 possessions in this term. Lloyd, they're getting right on top now. You just have a feeling, don't you, that this has been blown right away now in the last 4 or 5 minutes. Goals coming from Lloyd and Mercury earlier, Blumfield lately, and now Lloyd again from 50 metres. Matthew Lloyd kicks to the goal line, knocked over, and it will be a boundary throw in the left forward pocket for Essendon. 3 minutes left in the third term, a third term that has seen the Bombers kick 5 and the Blues adding just 1. 21 points was the margin at half-time. It's now out to 48.
Boundary throw in. Whitnell slaps it wide. Rice in trouble. Beaumont. Now Ratton. Mal groans. Brown gets it to Hickmott. Bradley on the burst. Coming across half-back. Long kick down towards half-forward. Nobody inside the 50. Porter runs back, misses the mark. Grabbed by Hardwick, swings it out wide. Chance for Long now. Long down towards the wing. Wellman, awkward one. Fletcher gets across. Simon Fletcher. Wellman, brilliantly done. Swinging right arm, knocked the ball away. Mercury to Solomon. Runners out wide. 3 on 1. He picked out the one. You wouldn't believe it. Houghton. Plays on. Whitnell. They'll build again. Houlihan. Hamill is running hard. He's the only target. Low down. Needed to be up a metre. Solomon, the half volley. Brilliantly worked. Hardwick got it away. Blumfield towards the pocket. Lloyd again. Barnes is on for the kick. Barnes waiting. It's a slow kick. You can walk beside it. McKay comes across and hand passes directly at the line. Deliberate, says the umpire. Free kick to Essendon deep in the pocket.
Yeah, Whitnell has gone onto the ball. He's directly up against John Barnes. Matthew Allen has come from the ground and Porter's on.
Ramanauskas. Knocked away by Houlihan, though. The Ramanauskas kick. It'll be tossed in. 91 plays, 43. They can smell a grand final.
They've had 11 shots in this third term. Essendon to 4 for Carlton. 1 goal, 3 the Blues have kicked. And 5 goals, 6 Essendon have kicked. Make it 6 goals, 6. Well, if there was any possible hope for Carlton, that kick by Scott Lucas has certainly snuffed it out. And the champion team of the year 2000 go marching on, only beaten once through the home and away, finishing on top of the ladder, 5 games clear of the second team, which was Carlton, by the way, and they're making the second best team from the home and home games look very, very ordinary in this game. They thrashed the Kangaroos, kicked a record final score against the Kangaroos a couple of weeks ago, and they're marching on here, 14-13 to 6-7, 54 points now. Porter up high. Camporelli couldn't take it, neither could Ratton. Camporelli had a second go at it. Kicks it over his left shoulder. Bit of a mongrel punt kick coming in. Now a chance for Porter. He's down. The bowler it was, rather. 55 metres from the Carlton goal. Gee, the goals have come few and far between, haven't they? 2 goals in the early part of the first quarter, 3 goals in succession in the second term, and only 1 so far in this quarter. Camporelli tackle, dispossessed. Fletcher in turn dispossessed by Brown. Everywhere they go, they look as though they're outnumbered. Now on this occasion, the Blues will take possession, and the mark is taken by Fletcher. McKay in the middle of the ground on his own. Fletcher has decided to go directly towards goal. A bomb.
Oh!
And from the back, Barnes. Handball away. They can afford a mistake or 3. Fletcher, Whitnall. Ball comes to Fletcher. Now Johnson away from Franchina. Spillage gathered by Camporelli. Left foot kick by Camporelli. Lands the ball in the front of the square. Up over the top. They found a free kick. It's going to Essendon. A holding decision, according to the umpire, just off to the left of screen, and it will go to Dean Wallace by the look of it. 14-13-97. Essendon 54 points in front of the Blues. Carlton 6-7-43.
Sean Wellman in the back pocket. As a kid in South Australia, he followed Port Adelaide. His idol was Craig Bradley. Amazing how things work out in life. There goes the kick wide towards the wing. McKay comes over the top and thumps it out of bounds. Clock running down towards 3/4 time. 97-43. Bombers on top. And it would seem headed to the grand final. Porter with other ideas. There's Bradley. Still in there, that ball. Eventually spills wide. Jason Johnson knocks it wider. Camporelli goes after it. There's the siren. 3/4 time. Meanwhile, back at the game, Franchina went down. Didn't see what sent him down. Obviously, Jason Johnson could have been involved because Camporelli wants a piece of him. Being restrained. Mercury having a word to Camporelli. Camporelli's tried his heart out. Well, Johnson, not his fault. You saw what happened. And these players on a very short fuse. Fraser Brown and Brendan Favola looking on. I think that was Fletcher in the background as well. Starting the final term of the MCG. Half an hour and a grand final, it seems, for the Bombers. Barnes with the backhand, wide of the congestion. Houghton slips it away. Beaumont throws it on the boot. Houlihan's in front, knocked away there by Hardwick, who went to ground, picked up by Porter, tackled by Heffernan. Back comes Houlihan, concedes some ground, goes back towards Allen. The big man having to bend, knocked away by Moorcroft. Sliding in there was Ratton, off the ground by Buick. It spills towards the outer side. Rice around the ball, down he goes. Buick keeps it going, Goldwood. Beaumont picks it up. Implied pressure. He was waiting to be grabbed almost there. Hand passes forward. Masiti, Hurd, Blumfield, nicely done. Masiti 55 metres out, tugs it left, goes down towards the goal line. Still a live ball. Barnard. Alessio snaps over the shoulder and misses near side.
No, you don't need one of those now. You need them next week. Don't use up any luck at all.
Mercury on the bench to start of the last quarter.
Bradley to bring it in. Going for distance towards the outer side. Allen is the target. Up he went. Waiting in front. Jason Johnson to Buick. Likes this situation. Well done by Manton. Going back like a shocker goalkeeper, protecting the top right-hand corner of the net. Fingertips to it. Through for a behind.
Yeah, she'd put Boris down for those just about 90% of the occasions. But interesting, the handling of Mercury. He has evidently been coping with Achilles tendonitis for most of the season, and it's probably why he hasn't had a run in the middle, preferring to keep him in a less running position like the pocket. He's off when the game's in hand.
Yeah, this is a comedy of errors by the Blues here. They eventually get clear through the hand pass coming out. I think it might have been from Houlihan to Ratton to Hume. Hume in towards full forward. It covers the players in that area. Fletcher's there to mop up. Shares it with Wellman. Wellman across the goal at which he is defending. It won't go out, or will it? In front of Scott Freeborn He's kept it alive. He may have a shot at goal. Freeborn from deep in the pocket, misses everything, and eventually the pass, was it intended? Because it was Houlihan who took the mark, got it back, and Hickmott will have a shot at goal. Gee, a lot of heat has gone out of the game now. That third quarter by Essendon, they were quite dominant when they kicked 6 goals 6 to just 1 goal 3 for the Blues. Angle there you can see for Hickmott. Going for the 7th goal for the Blues. Gets good purchase on the kick, but I think he may have kicked a behind. He has, just off to the right. A couple of behinds to Adrian Hickmott.
One of the game's not over yet, Ian, but James Hurd's been sparingly used in the midfield too. McCurry you've mentioned. I mean, they've got a couple that have been like that, haven't they? Barnes was missed training. Buick's had a knee problem. So they're not running on 100% at the moment, Essendon, either, are they? I know Carlton certainly are.
Porter took the mark to Lappin, kicks towards the pocket, going back down there as Hickmott has paid the mark and/or free kick.
And you probably shouldn't look to next week, but Melbourne have not got 1 bruise.
No, and they certainly are running on. And whilst you said, Robbo, the Carlton were perhaps the second best side of the season, and where they finished reflected that. They did lose 3 or 4 games late in the season, and Melbourne, they've lost 1 by 1 point in the last 11 weeks.
Hickmott kicks. He likes it off the boot. A belated goal. Carlton scored their 7th.
Well, I think Richard Osborne referred to the fact that, you know, there's a certain amount of pride on the line. And Malcolm, when you were coaching, were you ever on that theme when you looked as if you were going to be at the hands of a battering?
Oh, certainly. I mean, you talked about that, but you also talked about some of the young guys. You can still learn something in every game of footy, I believe.
Well, some quality there. Blake Caracella, Michael Long. Unfortunately, Mark Johnson has been out since the first term when he hurt his shoulder.
I spoke, Robbo, to one of the doctors in the media room at half-time, and he was saying that it was his left shoulder. That ice on the right shoulder was just there for camouflage reasons last week, or 2 weeks ago. So effectively, I've been juked.
Well, that transference of play from the centre bounce has led to an opportunity here for Paul Barnard to get into the goal-kicking action for Essendon. They've had 8 goal kickers already. The Blues yet to find a multiple goal kicker, and that's been their problem, hasn't it? Just 7 goals, 8. Angle for Paul Barnard. Distance may be a little bit of a problem. He'll have to kick at 50 metres plus. Oh, it's a good kick, isn't it? It's a magnificent kick by Barnard. It's another goal to Essendon. He didn't have any problem whatsoever kicking the distance. 15-15 to 7-8 margin. 55 points in favour of Essendon.
Yeah, it was a great kick, and we'll see it unfold here from behind the goals. Blumfield, he was a star in that third quarter. He had near on 10 possessions. Ramanaskas has been, well, he's been brilliant for 3 months. But Malcolm, Mark Johnson, he's got a shoulder that has dislocated twice now in 2 games. He's off with a dead arm. He can't really feel it. But he'll be able to play physically next week. Can't do any more damage. Would you play him?
After what I've seen today, there would be some doubt whether he'll play.
Knowing it could dislocate, would you take the risk?
No.
105 plays 50. Allen knocked it down. Hickmott to the running Franchina. Kicks well inside the 50. Solomon should have got a free, nothing doing. He was mauled by Hamill. Comes out to Bradley. Bradley moved at about 5 metres. This is Houlihan, 60 metres from goal. Ratton has to wait. Over the top, Barnard. Hume the crumb. Deep in the pocket, Bradley. Snaps it back. Fletcher. Dustin Fletcher. Metres in the clear. Runners on the grandstand side, our broadcast side. Comes up to Barnes. Alessio is leading. Bypasses Alessio. Blumfield's got it. Little chip. Alessio has to wait. Poor kick. Not the place to go. McKay read it best. Stormed up the ground. Intercepted. Kicks to half forward. Porter quickly away to Lappin. 60 metres from goal. Who to? Came up the side of the boot. David Solomon. Solomon running it up towards half back. Past Camporelli, who looks pretty tired. And why not? Magnificent kick down towards Wallace. Hickmott did well coming back with courage to knock it towards the boundary. And it goes across.
Dennis, I was just watching Craig Bradley before. There'll be much conjecture from here on in whether Craig Bradley, the veteran, goes on again next year.
105 plays 50. Boundary throw in outer side. Hurd is there. Beaumont knocks it away. Simon Fletcher went at the ball. Tapped away by Buick close to the line. Buick's got it from Hurd. Little 1-2 at Blumfield. Treads the light. Fantastic around the boundary. And then puts it out of bounds on the full.
What about James Hurd's transference of the football?
But Essendon exorcising the demons of last season now. They're enjoying this. And the prize, ironically, an appointment with the Demons.
Well, I think we thought that Carlton had to have their best lineup available, and unfortunately they suffered the injuries. And with what they've gone in with, certainly not up to the standard and the quality of the Essendon side. Hickmott, who's been fairly serviceable for most of the game for the Blues, kicks it forward. The mark is taken here by Lappin. He's too far out to score. He'll kick deep into the square. Whitnell from the back. Got rid of his opponent. Well, it was an ordinary tackle, wasn't it? Freeborn, short kick. Whitnell, chance there for Fletcher. Goal has been kicked by Franchino. I feel no, Camporelli it was. And came from Houghton. Camporelli, the goal kicker, he's got a couple. Coming out from Houghton. And Carlton get their 8th goal, 8-8-56. They trail by 49 points. Essendon 15-15, 105.
And just look for that handball there from Trent Houghton. You called it well, Robbo. It was a really smart piece of skill. And it was suitably acknowledged by Scott Camporelli.
.49 points then. Just under 14 minutes till full time. Porter knocks it down. Carlton will not go away. Ratton another possession, putting it down towards half forward. Whitnell knocks it across to support. Houlihan swings it back towards the kickoff line. Allen at his knees there. Coming through was Lappin. Slapped out of there like a lawn bowler by Barnes. Down goes Solomon. And it's going to be a free kick in the back.
It's quite a fair game, this lad.
That's out of character for both of them. Bradley and Heffernan. Who will have the last pull? Solomon out of the back pocket. Camporelli. He's tried very hard, Camporelli. Coming up for his 27th possession. His season's high. 44 in round 6 against Port Adelaide. He's had a wonderful season. Token lead from Favola. He kicks towards the pocket. Hickmott is there. And Hickmott takes the mark. Strong hands in that pack. It was a good kick to congestion, but it was a good kick nevertheless. Watch it again.
Yes, he just found himself on Buick then, and Adrian Hickmott, as we all know, he's very, very strong in the air, and Buick just couldn't get there.
He's kicked 1 goal. Bends it around nicely. That's his 2nd, the 9th for Carlton.
Dean Wallace coming from the ground. The rotation is on now. McCurry is on. He's just going to slide around the boundary line. He's on the ground. He's just going to pretend that he's not on the ground. But he hasn't fooled Scott Freeborn. Pretty good mark, that one, Hickmott.
McCurry on the ground, and he was trying to convince Scott Freeborn he wasn't anywhere near in the play, but Freeborn quickly onto him. 3rd goal for Carlton in this last term. Hume tries to get through, and Hickmott may get it clear. He does. Ramanauskas gathers, running down the ground. Ramanauskas unselfishly. Oh, that was classical play there by the Bombers. Carlton looked a chance through Darren Hume to break away from the centre bounce, but the ball spilling out wide where Ramanauskas beautifully balanced, and a lovely weighted kick. Not much that Glenn Manton could do there, and Lloyd taking it out in front of his face, which makes it even more difficult for the defender. And Matthew Lloyd going for goal number 4. Over 100 goals for season 2000. They've had everything, the Bombers, haven't they, this year? Created some enormous records that may never ever be broken. Matthew Lloyd from 35 metres goes for goal. He's got 4. The Bombers have got their 16th. 4 goals, 2 to, along with John Coleman and Jeff Blethyn, a 100 goal for the season full forward.
Yes, and that is his 350th goal in his career, which is quite marvellous. And that is the great skills of Adam Ramanauskas. What a pick. What a good young player he is. As James Hird now comes off to the cheer of the crowd, and Michael Long goes back on. The Bombers on their way to a grand final.
Yes, it's like who do you protect next, isn't it? Gee, they've got some quality on their list.
He's going straight around too.
The Blues get clear of the centre bounce. Franchina towards full forward, awkward bouncing ball. Taken away by Fletcher. Kicks it out wide. Caracella, who we saw on the bench a few moments ago, leading Hickbot. He's got the last laugh. Yes, Blake, you can look forward to the next 6 days where you'll be confronted on the same ground by the Demons, who have had a wonderful season, coached by the ex-Essendon captain, Neil Danaher, who was, well, unfortunately cut down in his prime with a knee injury. Now, Wellman trying to get into the action. Got the hand pass away and did it quite nicely to Ramanauskas.
Had a great game, Sean Wellman.
In turn to Mercedes, then Moorcroft. Moorcroft towards the forward 50. Back there is Porter. He has taken the mark. Still inside his defensive 50-metre area. Kicks it out towards the wing. Marking contest. The ball hits the ground. Franchina and Caracella. And the Bombers, they look as though they're just quite prepared to play the remaining 11 minutes out and hopefully no injuries.
Just thinking, we talked about at the start, Jared, about whether Carlton would actually try and clog up the forward line. And I wonder if hindsight, if Wayne Britton and perhaps David Parkin would have thought, well, gee, I wonder if we should have done it to what the Bulldogs did. You know, at some stage, it's one of those things you'll never ever know, of course, but I reckon it'll haunt them for a while.
Mercurie's tap on, nearly taken by Lucas. Fletcher to McKay. He's confronted by Lucas, who got up very quickly to get back into the action. Ramanauskas on Mansfield. Mansfield's had a very quiet day. The umpire's found a free kick. It looks as though he's penalising Mansfield for not moving it on, was it?
Gee whiz.
That was hot, wasn't it? Absolutely. Ramanauskas, the recipient of the free kick. And his kick lands the ball in the arms of Lloyd. Too good. Too good. Matthew Lloyd going for goal number 5. Whitnell coming off the ground at the other end, and looks a bit of a sorry sight, doesn't he, Lance Whitnell? He's been outpointed today. He's had 11 possessions, but Fletcher has been very good for Essendon. This is Matthew Lloyd, not far from goal, but a left footer in that left forward pocket, difficult angle.
Yeah, just 2.6 metres we saw to aim at, and as you say, exacerbated by the fact that the left footer naturally will bend from left to right away from the goal.
49 points. He hooks the kick. May have just been able to get it through for a behind. 4 goals, 3 now to Lloyd. Mark Mercury has kicked 3. And Blake Caracella has kicked a couple. And the only 2 Blues that have kicked more than 1 goal, Adrian Hickbot and Scott Camporelli.
Official attendance today, a massive 84,778. Camporelli plays on, kicks it very high towards the wing. Porter launched himself. Ratton again the crumb. Beaumont off his step up towards the wing. Hardwick came hardest. Left it behind. Hamill. Hickmott hand passes towards the centre circle. Houlihan slips it away to Beaumont. Beaumont kicking down towards half forward. Favola's in front, too easy.
Well, the kick was ordinary, though.
Good use of the body by Solomon. Swings it very wide. Long is out there. Mercury wants it. He's closed down, so Long will hang on. The margin 50 points. As it was last night at the final siren. Mercury finishes up, he gets it. Towards the middle, Jason Johnson. That was a clever kick. Wedging it between the lines. That's ambitious. Johnson sets it up towards the pocket. Blumfield takes the mark right on the line.
Gee, hardly touched the ball in the first half. He had 5 hand passes. In the second half, he's had 10 possessions. He's kicked a couple of goals too now, hasn't he?
Umpire insisting it come back. Blumfield made his debut against St Kilda in 1996, and that was the night the lights went out at Waverley. There's the angle. The fence gives you a clue.
2 metres, not very much to shoot at. It really isn't. Over 42. You're going to have to kick it nearly 50 metres.
Needs to be precise. Blumfield across the face. Alessio was up. Camporelli, little 1-2 with McKay, comes away. Lappin up towards half-back. Camporelli continues to run. Big heart, this man. Bouncing up towards the centre. Heffernan closing. Nobody really to kick to. Goes to a contest. In front was Barnard. Great closing speed by Fletcher. Allen started with a 5-metre break. Fletcher got across.
He's just a wonderful athlete, isn't he, Dustin Fletcher?
Well, incredibly, Robbo, he's only 2 centimetres smaller than Matthew Allen. So what a player to be able to match up on, and what a luxury to have him in the side at fullback.
I think Bruce McAvaney has referred to him as the Mr. Gadget. You know, the long arms and the legs.
Inspector.
Inspector, yep.
Drop
Kick, was it? Well, it's landed in the arms of Hamill. Hamill quickly towards the full forward area, and the kick is all right this time for Favola. And he'll shoot for goal from about 50 metres. It'll need to be a good kick to score. Yet to kick a goal in the game. Chance to correct that right here. Brendan Favola. 50 points is the margin in favour of Essendon. And Favola to try and drag it back.
Gee.
It's a good kick, isn't it? It's a beautiful kick by Favola. It's a goal to the Blues. So Favola gets his first with only 7 minutes left in the game.
Well, he started the year in blazing fashion. May well have ended last year in blazing fashion in the Millennium game, Robbo. And New Year's Eve, he kicked 12 goals. The first game of this season, believe it or not. And he's going to finish his year with a goal, it seems.
So with just 7 minutes left, the Blues creep into double-digit goals for the game, 10-8-68. They trail Essendon at 16-16, 112. And it's just not a score that you can defend. They've got to get a much bigger score than that. Fletcher slips over, then regains his footing and gives it to Wellman. Wellman out to a vacant area, out wide on the wing. Back there is Lappin, spins away from Moorcroft, then straightens up and kicks it towards the half-forward area. Hamill gets rid of his opponent. Allen, the hand pass at his feet. Fletcher just kicks it away close to the line. It'll bounce end on end and over for a boundary throw-in between wing and left half-forward favouring the Blues. 44 points the margin in favour of Essendon. Would have been a popular margin forecast by most people. Ratton does well, throws it on his boot. Was that a hand pass?
No.
Jason Johnson didn't care about it. He just kicked it forward. McKay, and was it kept in? No, not quite there by Scott Lucas. And the boundary umpire to throw it in right on the players' interchange area. Well, the Blues fans will go away a little saddened here because their season promised plenty, but right at the end, cut down by very, very severe injuries to Silvani and Koutafidis. Camporelli kicks the ball up towards half-forward. Well done by Houghton. Fought hard to keep it alive. Couldn't get his foot to it. Hickmott out wide. Chance now for Lappin. Ball bounces awkwardly for Matthew Lappin. He's not able to break away. He's still got the football. He's going to get penalised because he had a couple of chances there to get the ball clear. And no one to give it to. And there are three of the cut-down figures. Justin Murphy, I think it is, isn't it, Jared? Off to the right.
Yeah, Justin
Anthony
Murphy.
Koutafidis and Ange Christou. Spoke to Ange Christou during the week. He thought he was a chance to be picked in this match, but the Blues going for leaving him out. Mansfield there, well, that's an indication, isn't it? I think Michael Mansfield could have nearly taken that mark there and knocking it two-fisted over. Boundary umpire to throw it in. Just forward of centre wing, Alessio on his own. McKay, Lucas, Ratton to Camperelli, Bradley. Bradley at 37 years of age, 15 kicks in the final. Favola, kick it quickly. He does. He doesn't get any hook on it at all. Out of bounds on the full.
Well, with the result of this game now certain, I guess we all turn our attention to next week as Dean Solomon gets some treatment, but guarantee he'll get up and he'll be available for next week.
His own teammate did it too, Barno.
Malcolm, a couple of the matchups. I guess Jeff Farmer with his 8 goals is the big key to the Demons. Who would you start to think about putting on him?
Well, perhaps Mark Johnson, but he might not play now, as we know. Ramanauskas has been good at the back, but I really like him around the midfield. Hardwick's their most experienced, and I almost think you'd give it to him.
Brilliantly done by Long, but unlucky. McKay, Manton, Bradley, Ratton. Still trying, still running, looking for Allen. Couldn't complete the mark. Spills across to Lappin. This one will run away from the goals, but Hickmott just runs in and kicks it. His third.
Yes, and amazingly they've all come this quarter, and obviously too little too late, but a few of the players now going through the motions, and Adrian Hickmott's got on to end. A couple of nice ones, but that one's really good team goal there. But Carlton, you've got to hand it to them. They haven't actually touted, have they? I mean, they've really hung in as best they can.
Yep.
If you're giving votes, how have you seen the individuals' performances from Essendon's point of view and Carlton's point of view? Malcolm?
I just think Solomon and Wellman at the back.
The defence?
It's just been sensational, really.
And Fletcher.
Fletcher's been great.
There's only 74 points kicked in the game by the Blues, 112 for Essendon. 38 points is the margin in favour of Carlton. Hamill couldn't take the mark. Mercedes gathers. Handballs out wide. As what's Fletcher? Even there, Dustin Fletcher kicked for the safety of the boundary line, and it bounced inside and eventually over. No free kick, so it will be thrown in about 75 metres around from the Carlton goal. Well done there by Hamill. Bradley. Still a Bradley. The kick forward. It's been marked. Favola. Blues have kicked 5 goals so far to a couple from Essendon. So they have fought the game out. And they may get another one here through Favola. Going for his second goal. 38 points is the margin. This could make it 32 if he kicks accurately. He kicks strongly straight over the goal umpire's head for a goal. So a couple of goals to Brendan Favola in this last term. 16-16 to 12-8. 32 scoring shots to 20. And a big margin in favour of Essendon.
Big year for Favola next year, isn't it? I mean, I know he's only a baby this year, and I think he's only kicked 16 odd goals, 15 or 16 goals for the season after the game that Jared mentioned, kicked 12 in a game. And big summer, got to be stronger in the contest, rather just not only on the lead.
Well, it's gone and they know it. 32 points the margin. They've kept on coming. Undermanned. A couple of all-time greats from the club missing. Not just run-of-the-mill players. Silvani and Koutafidis. Alessio out of the middle. Long inside the 50. Fisted away by Freeborn. Wide. Moorcroft arriving quickly. Left it behind. Still a loose ball about 60 metres out from goal. Carusella. Buick. Good evasion. Off his step. Pops it back inside the 50. Blumfield directly in front. Will kick from 45. And the goals coming far more easily for Essendon than they have all day for Carlton.
Good work by Alessio getting that ball out of the centre. And, well, he's just, whilst he's been on and off the bench all season, he just may have a big impact in the final, most important game of the season.
Blumfield Normally reliable in front of goal, and this one is no exception. Nice kick. And a genuine acknowledgement there too. Blumfield and Camporelli. 17-16 plays 12-8. Yeah, that's the way. Don't spill it.
Well, they got the ball forward. Carosella, he's had a great game also. I think he's been under the pump a bit with the Franchina, but his possessions are well up. Particularly for a player who spent the good part of a quarter on the bench. He's had 25 odd possessions, and he's kicked a couple of important goals.
So the umpire to restart play. Alessio trying to get it clear. Mansfield couldn't quite take possession. Johnson gets a kick out of there. High out towards the wing area. Lappin standing his ground was Moorcroft. Carosella unselfishly. Buick left foot shot at goal by Darren Buick. Misses to the right. Scores a behind. He's dirty on himself. Couple of behinds in this match to Darren Buick. Margin 39 points. I think 32 points was the popular breakdown for the margin bettors in this game. So the last few minutes from that point of view, a few anxious people around the ground and that were interested in having a bet on this game, I'm sure. McKay out wide. Houlihan looks and kicks in towards the half-forward area. Lappin dispossessed. Hamill, that went off his boot on the full, didn't it, I think? It did. So not a great game from Aaron Hamill, just 12 possessions. And he's kicked one goal. Umpire Mark McKenzie in the foreground telling Chris Essendon to play on. And eventually Lucas, Camporelli, Hickmott there, and Hardwick. Blumfield disappointed. The free kick is given against Justin Blumfield. His tackle on Scott Camporelli deemed as illegal. So Camporelli, great game, 35 possessions. Effectively into the middle. Beaumont kicks it up high, too high. Manton may take the mark. No. Gee, that was crude there by Johnson, wasn't it? And he's dispossessed the Carlton player, Ramanauskas. Lovely kick into the path here of Carosella. Bumped by McKay was good. Solomon there, though. Knocked away by the Bombers for the advantage of Carosella to Solomon. And have a look at that. Gee, that's rubbing it in, isn't it? Dean Solomon goal.
Well, he deserved to be on the end of it, Robbo, because his smart work in the middle when it was a 2-on-1 situation forced the Carlton player to kick the ball high, and then allowed Johnson, or it might have been Hardwick, to come in and spoil at the other end of the ground. There's the spoil. But the ball went up, it had too much hang time, and allowed Johnson to come in. And Solomon just kept running and running and running and running, and finally got on the end of the handball to goal.
So it's just a formality now, about to cross the T's and dot the I's. 18-17, 12-8, last minute of the first preliminary final. Porter knocks it down. Masiti swings it high towards half forward. Clever Ramanauskas reaching over the top, bounces to his feet. Only went about 5 metres. Chopped off by Mansfield. Back towards half forward for his team. Hardwick charges through. Brushes aside a teammate, swings it out wide. Ramanauskas a fumble against the line, kicks it towards half forward. Beaumont takes the tumbling mark. Fletcher kicking to half forward to his opposite number. It's going to be a free kick out there though, and it's going to Favola. He's been at 2 goals. Just forward of the wing, down to 10 seconds. So Essendon are charging onto a grand final. A grand final they couldn't make last season. And the heartache is a thing of the past. Bombers are through. It'll be the Bombers and the Demons. Kevin Sheedy, in his 20th season, chasing his 5th, or rather 4th premiership, going down to be with his players.